Hey guys, how are you doing? WKKanji here. Today I just wanted to talk to you about something that could potentially lead to a fun little talking point for everybody. So with all the excitement for the new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I thought that this could be quite a fun discussion to have with you just before that film comes out. But after the reveal of Pan training with Piccolo, it seems as if the stage is set to finally have Dragon Ball Super pull the trigger and grow Goten and Trunks up to how they look at the end of Z. Even though they're in the Broly movie, only set a couple years before, they're visibly still children. Man, puberty must be one hell of a wild ride for Saiyans. Anyway, when we look at Goten's garbs at the end of Dragon Ball Z, he's sporting an incredibly similar fashion to someone we know very well. The green sleeves, the cream base, the orange bands seem all rather reminiscent of Android 17 from the Tournament of Power, doesn't it? And I know what you're thinking, so let's just hop back into the real world for a second. The years between this Goten design and 17's redesign make it somewhat unlikely that they're actually related in any way other than Toriyama simply having sat down and thought, hey, that looks good, I'm going to repurpose that. Or perhaps not even noticing the similarities at all, and just thinking, hey, orange, dark green, they're complementary colours, right? Let's just use them. However, as time goes on, and the more you actually think about it story-wise, could this actually have been done somewhat on purpose? As in, could the design have actually been chosen for Android 17 as a fun future head nod toward what Goten wears? So not actually being the other way around, I'm not suggesting Toriyama knew all along, but when it actually came to designing the characters and what they were going to wear, when he came to design Android 17 for the Tournament of Power arc, could he actually have thought, this might be a nice way to tie this in? Toriyama, whilst not famous in recent years for planting seeds and planning for the future that far ahead, tends to have almost decided a lot of his decisions in his head before actually talking about them. Yamoshi is a good choice, for instance. Whether or not Toriyama actually knew his name when he thought up the original anecdote seemed to have already decided some of the other relevant information in regards to it at the time. Of course, we couldn't really talk about this situation if we didn't end up actually looking at the truth, and the honest fact of the matter is that Toriyama really does like to recycle his own character designs, whether it's in Blue Dragon, Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball, whether it's in any of his previous ones like Sandland, etc. So it really just could be a coincidence, but on the off chance that there's something more to it, let's have a look at that. But returning to the point, Android 17 hasn't had a lot of interaction with the main cast outside of the forced interactions he shared during the Tournament of Power, but at the end, after seemingly becoming a friend of the group, especially Goku at the end of the Tournament of Power, it's not a huge thought to think he might actually become somewhat of a recurring character. One of the few characters that Android 17 has actually interacted with, both on and off screen now, is Goten. Goten, Trunks, and Maron were actually put in charge of keeping his island safe while he attended the Tournament of Power, and then they were put in charge again during Toyotaro's manga of the Moro arc. So clearly in this depiction, Android 17 was very happy with their work the first time, enough to trust them again in the Moro arc. You know what's funny? In fact, what actually lends this suggestion even more credibility is the fact that Toyotaro has actually already drawn Goten in a copy of Android 17's clothing during the Moro arc. He did the same thing for Trunks, but of course this video is really focusing on Goten's relation to Android 17. And of course there's a coloured version in the full colour version online, and there's also a coloured version on the front of one of the manga chapters. This doesn't only act as a potential head nod to the possibility, but it actually also confirms that in fact what Android 17 wears is in fact a job uniform rather than casual clothing. So sure, to some of you this might seem like a stretch, but in Dragon Ball Z, Goten was shown to care very much for animals, such as the whole Chobi the Dragon portion of the Great Saiyaman arc, and given his kind nature, I can honestly see Android 17 giving Goten a job on his island, and eventually giving him his own shirt in his own style the longer he's there. Or perhaps the look could be altered slightly come the next time we actually see Goten in this outfit, if ever. But what do you guys think? Obviously Android 17 had already been decided to become a ranger, but do you think at this point Goten might get a job working for Android 17? I certainly think at this point getting a job on the island with 17 is actually more of a when than an if, considering the fact they've also done it twice now. But his actual clothing connection, whilst maybe a stretch, could be a nice indication that Toriyama didn't want the plot to feel like it strayed too far from the end of Z. And little things like this is certainly going to help with the feeling of that, because I think a lot of us are really finding it hard to go back and watch the end of Z and believe it takes place after Super now, which is disappointing. Anyway, leave a comment down below, let me know what you guys think about the situation. Leave a like, comment and subscribe for more, as it really does help out the channel, especially considering the fact I've recently started again on this channel, WKKanji, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then, bye!